wanting to record this, right, because when I was in Barbados, I was using the like Auntie Nancy's paddleboard and stuff, and basically I was just paddling out over the reef, and then I was just putting the camera in the water, okay, and then just kind of like lying there and then just going with the current, so it still looks really uneven and unstable when you're doing it. So I'm working on that, but you know, I'm also shitting myself because I'm out in the deeper water, and the water looks so much deeper when you're over the reef, obviously, because it just darkens all the colour of the water. So, you know, whenever I'm doing these, I am personally shitting myself all the time. Anyway, right? But I wanted but the stuff that's come out of it, just like, I mean, look at that. Look what I did. Look at that. Isn't that fucking insane? Look at that. Like, I know, like, for a lot of, you know, you've got loads of, like, dive people and stuff, right, okay? But for me, right, I just shit myself. Like, I love snorkeling and all that kind of stuff. I love seeing the water. Love the underground, like, coral and stuff. And, like, free dive and things like that is something that I really want to try and do. But every time I get a little bit further of my total, absolutely, like, incapacitating fear of over water and the Jaws soundtrack in my head. So for me to get this, to find a way like around that, is just like, it's huge. It's absolutely huge to me, and I can't stop replaying them, because every time I do, I'm like, wow, and obviously, you know, I'd love to do this in other places and things like that, but for me this was really big, and I have to go back in June because it's my 60th birthday. But like, okay, just gonna show you, because I just wanted to get this out of my head so I don't like lose it. But when it comes to like other bookwork and stuff like that, or even just as a series of paintings, I think these would make the most incredible. I can make the most incredible like landscape, like paintings with these, and the colour. You should see the colour. I'll see if it comes up in this one. Yeah. See, okay, got the paddleboard there. Like, okay, Chris, remember the colour. So you've got all this kind of like coming from the sun. But look at that. But you can see like, and the blues change from this kind of turquoise to obviously it goes deeper and more fuzzy, but I mean the clarity in the Caribbean, I mean, that's insane. That is actually insane. But let's see this one. A lot of the reef looks so dead. It's not like some kind of David Attenborough kind of. But can you see the colour change? The colour change from these yellows and also sometimes reds to the blue. I love that. Oh man, look at this. It's just like, there's not enough there. You just want it to be teeming, but that's the thing that scares me though. I'm like, oh wow, do you see that? See that? That's amazing. I love that. But it's what happened to them and how healthy they are and stuff, and that's scaring me. I need to look into that. But that's one of the things that fascinates me about this, because I really love coral. I find it fascinating that Barbados is built out of coral. It's a massive coral. It's the ultimate reef, but it's an island, you know. There's something fantastical, mystical about that. See, there's so few fish. Like my Uncle Luther, he's a fisherman, and when I was talking with him, he was telling me how fish just seem to be gone. You swim in like 7 miles out and catch like one giant flying fish. They're just gone. But look at this colouring, man. But like, I could never swim in this water on my own. Definitely not on my own. But you can see how fast I'm moving with the current, because I'm just sitting there. Like, sometimes I went so far out that I mean, you know, the light coming through, like these purples and reds and stuff. I mean, this is me with the most amazing kind of paintings, but look at that. I would shit myself if I'd been diving. I can get some kind of idea of depth, but you know, some fish here, I mean, it's not like a prolific kind of. Okay, this is just all turquoise and blues, isn't it? I always love the white sand. That paleness, it's just like a white canvas. It's just gorgeous, man. You always get me going, but again, the colour changes. Do you know, when I watch like nature programs, and it's based on underwater, I never seem to see that colour change that much. It's maybe specifically to the Caribbean, the clarity of the water, the sun going through. But it's just like, holy shit. I'm just starting to discover this stuff. And there's like 1,000 pictures in this because, you know, when I stop and use the stills, then, you know, a lot of the time, a lot of these are kind of like, they're not the best because I'm in the water and I'm trying not to panic and I'm trying to take these photographs, and the way the current and the wind moves, like I was moving so kind of fast, and then I was trying to get pictures, but, you know, every time I thought I'd set myself up, the current was taking me diagonally, but not in the course that, I mean, I couldn't read it very well, the currents and how they were moving, you know, so even over 2 hours, you know what I mean, and constantly going back, you know, taking out, paddle back, taking out, paddle back, taking out, paddle back. You know, my arms were dead by the end of it. But these blueness, and if you cross, you know, overlaying these of like the underwater images and stuff I've got like in Cornwall and things as well, especially from last summer, 2018. I think that would be really interesting because the watercolour and the colouring is like the Caribbean. It was that summer, man. It was just amazing down in St. Ives. I wish I'd thought of the same thing to do when I was in St. Ives to film, although the sand was completely white underneath. There was no reef there. So, but, you know. Well, I was also trying to work on this brief that I've got, but which I think that's the 40th birthday. Where is it? I think there's one more. No, that's when I'm paddleboarding. Okay, I think it's this one. Okay. It's almost like they're mosses. Like, it reminds me of a lot of lichens, you know, this kind of thing. You can see all like there's sunlight dappling in there, but it does this kind of. But yeah, mold, like like lichens. A lot of these coral around. Quite beautiful with the white tips. Okay, we've got the colour changes. Haven't seen any fan coral. Yeah, big oops on my part of the finger, but again, trying to also not drop my camera because I don't have the stick thing, so I've got to get that. Note to self, got to get that. Like, or some kind of balloon thing. But I think there's inflatable hand sticks, so it means if I dropped it, it would stay. And that was like my serious fear. It was like I dropped the camera and there's like no fecking way that I was going to like dive to the bottom and get it. So that's something I've got to work on. But you see these, like you've got, you know, it's plenty like brain coral and all this kind of stuff. These, you know, especially you see them, they're almost like soft, they almost look like velvet because all the little obviously creatures inside are like floating. Really barely any fish, so I need to read it, I need to understand what's going on there. Look at this one. But even just the colouring alone of this, do you know what I mean? Just like, that's a nice little bit there and here. Trying to see like the different species we have. So I don't know what's dead or bleached and what isn't, because this seems to be a finger growing, but you know, I know like, you know, when I used to go to grannies in Barbados and stuff, you'd have fan coral like sitting in the room because granny would have different coral in the house, and fan coral a lot of the time you'd have there, but I haven't seen any fan coral whatsoever. I mean, I don't know if you could further out or if they've died off or whatever, but yeah, so I've got to read about it. Look at that. This is the kind of thing I tried to go back and get this, right? I must have tried like 3 times, and every time the wind just either took me straight over it quicker than I could film it, or I just was like going this way, and I just kind of gave up after a while. It just wasn't happening. Wow. colouring and everything. It's just like, I mean, look at this. Oh, look, you see, and there's loads of them in between each other. Look at that. And the colour, you know, you could be in a different world, really. Well, you are, essentially. Essentially, you are, I guess. Oh, I just wish I had balls big enough to see this stuff properly, but I'm working on it so slowly. But that one there. So, yeah, I don't know if that's the face of a worried person, but it's my visage. And that was definitely a worried person, man. Scared to hell. And look how far I am. I don't know if you can see. Move laptop. But I'm far. That is far for me. And that is scary for me. Yeah. Scary as hell for me. Oh, one last one. So then I've got it all down on film. So proud of me. Yes, smashed it. Crab claws. Whoops. Okay, private thing that I do with my son. Because you've got to smash it. High five or fist bump. And then crab claws. Which is the tiny personal claps. So, let's see. Ah, 2 seconds. Yeah, that's the loads of, like, when I was down Surfside on the west coast in Whole Town. They docked all these boulders as a kind of from break, I think, but you've got all these young corals growing, which I think must be good. But it's the same species, so I don't know how many others are wiped out. Again, it's still something that I'm trying to understand and get my head round. I think here I saw one of a different one, but as I said, I haven't seen any phone call. I used to see lots of that, but maybe different places. Yeah, I don't know. Just like one of the things that always fascinates me, like since I was a child, being in Barbados, being in the water, everything about the water is why people travel to be there, I guess. But this, the clarity, the blue, you can't fucking make that blue up. I don't know if I could ever replicate it, but that blue, that luminous, like light, but deep coloured blue, you know what I mean? I think that's why, like, for that book idea, I named it The Deep Light Blue, because to me as a kid I've been seeing that since I was born. That kind of turquoise, beautiful blue. And it just, I don't know, it's just beautiful, you know? And the light on the sand and stuff, and it's just, that light blue, so deep. And obviously when you always look into the horizon, when you're under the water, it just gets deeper. That's the rocks. I don't know. This water is just insane. I've got my finger on these, which is really annoying. I mean, that water's just beautiful, you know. I mean, like that, look at that. I loved, okay, this was a different coral. This like fanned out flat. I love to get like a proper DSLR like housing, but it looks really expensive. I don't know. I mean, I've seen plastic ones, but I'd shit myself putting my camera there. I've had it for my dad got me actually. I know a place they haven't really been able to afford to, but I'd love like to be able to take it and get like the real detail of things. Because like the current, trying to take photos in the current, you know, this is when I was just snorkeling, so hard, you know, and these rocks were like right up near the surface, so I was getting banged against them a bit. that, and I was shitting myself because I was just like, oh, if I go over these rocks, what's down in the deep crevices? Do you know what I mean? That could get me. I know my imagination is. I know. Okay, I know that's nothing new, but so again, crapping self. You know, and these formations, things. It's like when you find, like, so later on when I took pictures of the coral on the beach, or just had the hard stone, like where we stayed. I meant to take a piece with me and I didn't. But you can just see where people, like, you know, where the rocks carved out inland, you know, where people are building houses or whatever, and you can see the, you know, millions of years worth of coral and the different species and sort of it, and the pictures of them, and it's like, oh, I think it's just the most amazing thing about Barbados. It's a random thing you don't necessarily always see in books, but yeah, they're millions of years old, and it's just, I just think that's amazing. Let me see. I only took some of them down on the beach, but I mean, these things are like, some of these have, you know, been there for a long time, so I don't think I took one off. One near me, but you know, look how old this boulder is, how old these are. You know what I mean? Boulders are taken from inland and stuff, and it's just. Oh, this, right? So I went down to the beach. Sorry, I mean beach, not bitch, beach. And it was really early in the morning. I can't remember. I was only in Barbados for like a week. And the water was just like, because it'd been rough the previous day, it was all torn up and I couldn't film anything. But then I was in the water and I saw this little branch, this little tendril of branch right around. I thought, oh, you know, that looks cool. It's quite beautiful and it's right there. So I filmed it. The way the light hits it, you know, it reminds me of like when you see those like bioluminescent creatures. Maybe I'm building too much out of it, but the way the light runs over it, I swear it's like when you're like bioluminescent creatures. You know, when you see those water ones, and it's just, do you know, they're so kind of like, I mean, like a form, a marine form about it. Like, look at that, the way the light jumps all over it. I think that's just, maybe it's too much in my mind. I don't know, maybe I'm making something out of nothing, but I thought the colour of the light in the water, something that, and when it comes to doing this book next and stuff, I mean, I don't know. Oh, there's crap all over my computer from Josh. Sticky baby hands all over everything. No, don't cancel. So yeah, I'm just like, definitely bringing that into the book when I go back in. When I go back in June, I've found a place where you can rent boards. I think I might see if I can rent a board. I've seen some supboards that I'd like to get, but it's like £800 to £1,000. I mean, it's not a lot cheaper, but if I'm going to get one, I'll get a proper one. But I think I'll rent a board and then do this and have the inflatable hand thing and try and get things smoother, try and go to different places as well, places I didn't get to. I've been with Mum there as well. Maybe I have to filming because Nick had to work and stuff, and so it wasn't always easy. And if he wasn't, yeah. So trying to manage it between the two of us can be a bit difficult, trying to find the time to do it sometimes. But, you know, I got some stuff which is good. Now I've got to get on with some painting. I should have made it to Folkestone Beach. That was a fail on my part. But I never would have gone out as far as that to get those kind of things. And when I've been wreck diving, or snorkeling, there before, I was part of like, either that's when we chilled out on a catamaran for the day, lots of people around, literally in the immediate water. It's okay. I won't swim that far out on my own, and I know I wouldn't, not from shore to there. It's different when you jump off a boat, you're 12 feet from it, you can jump back on again. Yeah, and there's loads of people around, Nick's around, you know, whatever. But yeah, completely different. Completely different. If I had to go there on my own and do it, but the board allows me to do that. So if I rent one for a few days, and I took Josh on it as well. You know, 3 years old and he's sitting on mummy's paddleboard. My son's so cool. He's such a gorgeous boy. Anyway, I got crack on. But I needed to like empty my head of that. And I think the ideas are going to come out here insane. But do this one first and then there. But I think new paintings with the stuff. I also think next time I go to Barbados, I'm going to get some, you know, bits of coral off the beach and use it to make the gold weights I have from the residency that I did last year as well. With Women at the Well, I think. Something in like the organic forms of them. And then I think adding place them to make the different pieces, and I think that could be really cool. Yeah. Anyway, just had to do a little scroll note there. So